we've seen some American poverty, and there is suffering in America, undoubtedly. Tell me about how American poverty has contrasted with some of the Caribbean poverty and Middle Eastern poverty and African poverty. Like, give us a
Yeah,
rundown.
it's a common thread. Like poverty exists everywhere. And if I talked about poverty in Africa, Africans will be upset at me. But I mean, in Afghanistan, poverty is a huge problem. Drug addiction is a huge problem.
Well, I guess the track I'm looking at is
Yeah.
there's a line by a rapper named Immortal Technique, and it's going to go something like this. Like, I go to the places where the hoods aren't half as nice. It makes the hood in America look like paradise. Like,
Yeah.
from what you've seen internationally,
Yes.
does the hood seem like kingdom come?
It's tough. Once again, to the people born and raised in it, they don't know anything different. But I mean, I've been to places like, let's use an example. There's a place called, oh my goodness, City of Sun. It's a little community in Haiti, Port-au-Prince. When I went there, I was in the middle of a gang war. It's my best series I ever shot. It's one of my first.
That was the one where one of the guys that you filmed with later got shot
Was
and
murdered.
killed.
Yeah, I was murdered. So one day I'm going to the City of Sun. To get there, you have to go through all these checkpoints that are gangs. And if they want to kill you, they'll kill you right on the spot. There's no questioning. So my secret was to bring water. So if I get stopped, I'm like, hey, I'm bringing you water. And it actually worked. So once I get...
How many water bottles are you carrying?
No, like cases of water in the car. So then you get to a certain point where your truck can't go any further, so you get on a bike. And I'm going through like sludge water. And the reason is I'm looking for what I've seen in the past about mud cookies. So there's a certain part of Haiti where, again, City of Sun, where it's directly in the middle or of like 4 different gang factions that are at enemy. They're enemies. They're killing each other.
What are some of the names of gangs out there? Like, it's not like Bloods and Crips. Is it?
No, G-Pep. And the number one guy on the other side, G9, is Barbecue. So he's world famous. He has Instagram and everything. He's ex-police chief, now gangster. His name Barbecue.
Damn, an ex-police chief gone rogue would be a perfect gang leader because they know.
Do you want to guess why his name is Barbecue?
Because he cooks people?
Yeah, he doesn't want to waste the bullet. So, like, openly, yeah, set you on fire.
He alive
That's another story that I can tell you. Yeah, that's what he does. But
so he's a maniac.
yeah, and he'll smile and do interviews on camera and be a likable person.
Have you spoken to him?
I can speak to him. When I was there, we set up the interview, but he said to wait a week or two because of the gang war, and I didn't have a wait.
That's the crazy thing about doing these videos.
Yeah.
Is you can meet somebody that is literally barbecuing people.
Yes.
And in person, they're like seem okay.
I know.
How is that?
It's often like I watch serial killer documentaries in Milwaukee, as we talked about earlier. It's very famous for serial killers. And the interviewer will always say, like, this was a likable person. That's what allowed them to be so evil. Just so I don't lose my train of thought, when I was in that middle of the slums in Haiti, I had never seen anything that sad in my life. Hospital, there was no electricity, no bandages, no nurses, no doctors. They're afraid to go. So the simple thing like getting sick, you can't get sick. You can't get fresh water because the gangs are there. So even you leaving a checkpoint, you could have a good day and get through, or they could kill you on the spot because the wrong gang is there.
Like they switched the guards and the guys that took the next shift.
My gang shoots your gang out and takes this over. But then 2 days later, your gang comes back in this gang. So in the middle of this place, there's hungry people that have no fresh water. If it doesn't rain, there's no fresh water. So what they've turned to is making mud cookies. So they have butter. They have something called Maggi, like a seasoning, and salt. So they go get a big puddle, like muddy water, the same thing the motorcycles are driving in. They fill it up. They get dirt from the ground, put a little salt, Maggi, and butter, a very little, mix it all up, let it sit for a day or two. So I filmed this process and made a video of it. Then they use the sun to bake it. So they just put it outside, sun, and their cookies that harden. And that's what they're eating because there's no vegetables, there's no fresh water.
It's just to fill the belly up.
To fill the belly. So to go back to what you're talking about, like who knew that stuff like that existed where if you cross the street, you're dead. So you eat the mud cookie or you die of not having anything to eat. There's no option. There's no store. There's no, like in any hood I've been in the U.S., you can go to the store. I don't think there's anybody a very small percentage of people that die in the U.S. from lack of food, because somebody's going to help.
We die
you.
from too much food here.
Right, somebody's going to help you somewhere. But around the world, food is the biggest problem. Lack thereof, water, fresh water, and food.
I remember we were talking to illegal immigrants that just crossed, and like they couldn't believe, like, wait, you guys get food stamps here? You guys get Section 8?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, sign me up. I'll live here the rest of my life.
Yeah.